Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to season a brand new Blackstone Griddle from start to finish. I thought the best thing to do is to start off by talking about what you're going to need. First thing I recommend is make sure you have a full propane tank on hand. You don't want to start the seasoning process and run out of gas halfway through. If you haven't done so already, make sure you have a battery in the ignition here. Make sure the positive is pointing away from the grill. Some of the other items I recommend having on hand: full roll of paper towels, some warm water, some dishwasher soap, and a rag. I'm going to use some gloves, some tongs, and I decided to go with the Blackstone grill seasoning itself. You can use other things like Crisco or some other oils. However, I decided to go with this. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to make sure this grill is clean. When this thing is manufactured and it has some stickers on it, there's a lot of residue on the grill. So what we're going to do is just use a little bit of just some dishwasher soap, and we're going to go ahead and clean this and make sure it's clean and ready to go. Now that we've cleaned the grill, the second thing is we're going to go ahead and turn the burners on high for about 10 to 15 minutes. Just because this is a new grill, I decided to just peek in through these little slot holes to make sure the flame was going. That's why I kind of fumbled a little bit in the beginning, but I do see 4 flames, so all the burners are working properly. So after about 10 minutes, the grill is starting to change color. Totally fine. That's exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So now that we've had the grill on for about 10-15 minutes or so, you could see here that the color of the grill has completely changed, and that's, like I said, normal. Now, I decided to go ahead and use this grill seasoning that's from Blackstone. I had mentioned that earlier. You can use other things, but I decided to go with this as well. So there are some instructions, but I'm going to go over these instructions with you. This is a 36-inch grill, so they recommend 3 tablespoons. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the first seasoning coat. So the idea here is to do a thin layer. You want to capture the entire surface, right? And you want the layer to be as even as possible. And what I'm also going to do, not just focus on the surface, I'm also going to hit the sides. And it's really hot to grill. Some of the seasoning might be burning off quicker than you can get to it, but we're going to do this process a few times at least, probably 4 to 5 times. And if we don't get it on the first shot, we'll go ahead and get it on the subsequent shots. So I'm hitting the side walls, as you can see, the front, back. So this grill's on high, it's really smoking. Just try to get the corners. You can see that it's really smoking, that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and hopefully about 10-15 minutes, the smoke will have died off, and we'll go ahead and put the next layer. So after about 15 minutes or so, you can see the heavy smoke dissipated. We're just going to repeat that last step once again. It's really important. You probably know this already, but the reason we're doing this is so it doesn't rust. And we're also trying to create a surface that's going to be ideal for cooking, that nonstick surface. So this is really important. Just be patient with the process. We are almost done. Earlier in the video, I had mentioned that I recommend having a full tank, and you could see why. This tank's been on for quite a while, and it's going to be on for quite a while. So definitely remember to keep that in mind. Another thing that's pretty important is that they don't recommend that you use animal fat on the first seasoning. And now I can't explain the science behind it. However, something about the salt or in that animal fat could damage this grill, cause it to chip, and it won't hold up as well as you would like. So definitely avoid using animal fat on that first seasoning. All right, guys, now that the last of the smoke is burning off the last seasoning, just want to recap what we did so far. We made sure we had a full propane tank. We had a battery in the ignition. Here we used some soap and water. That should be the last time you have to use soap and water on the grill. I decided to use the Blackstone grill seasoning. You could use other types of plant-based oils. Don't use any animal fat on the first seasoning. Another thing with this is, I noticed as I went along, is I purchased a 15-ounce bottle because I have a larger grill, and I'm glad I did because I went through most of it. The other thing is, going forward, after you start cooking, you won't have to use this anymore. You can use other types of high smoke point oils. I'll experiment with which oils I find best. However, you're not going to have to use this going forward. I went ahead and applied a thin layer, got the whole surface, the sides, and I went ahead and repeated that 5 additional times. I'm not sure if the 5th time was necessary, but it's the first nice day of the year, so I liked being outside. Plus I have some more of this left, so I decided to go ahead and use that. So going forward, like I said, you're not going to have to use that Blackstone Griddle seasoning anymore. However, if you want to take it to the next level as far as protecting your grill, I would consider getting one of these silicone mats. They're very common. You see them all over the place. However, the reason I purchased this one is it covers not only the surface, but it also covers the sides. So that's why I purchased this one. I'm not going to put it on now because the grill's still hot. And I also decided to purchase a soft cover. And we want to keep the water and we want to keep the elements off the surface of this grill to preserve it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If I provided you any value, consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.